the United States, if somebody is accused or charged, with assaulting and raping or killing a child, even if they are released, they are always put in this violators risk list. Sometimes they also have to carry an ID on their cars also that they have violated or they have, contributed towards this kind of a crime in the past. Do you think the deterrence when it comes to rape, deterrence when it comes to driving fear in people's hearts has not really come into effect in our country, despite a number of high-profile cases, a number of publicized cases in the past? Mrs. Sahai?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So I heard your question. So I'm still not able to fathom out as to what the police and the whole ecosystem is doing with regards to prevention. The instance or the example which you are giving of the United States is perfectly fine, and that will operate to some level. The whole problem here is whether we are giving enough importance to prevention, and prevention as a very clear-cut mode of avoidance. It is not a prevention where you go to a school and give a lecture and you come back. That sort of a prevention I'm not talking about. It's a very clear-cut in the very police angle that prevention is there, where you are able to identify which are the areas which are vulnerable, who are the people who would like to get into these acts. So there are enough ways and there are different parameters by which these people can be located. But what we do in this country, only when the crime happens, then you bring him to a list where because he has been accused, so he might be a later person who will indulge in that crime again. So this whole gamut of prevention remains literally unattended. And I think that is at the core of the whole problem, and people, while indulging into these things, they realize that when they are in the initial modes of it, they will not get caught. And finally, this nature of a crime happens. That's point number one. Point number two, all these CCTVs and whatever we are talking about, I don't think they are worth literally anything. There are 1 lakh cameras in Delhi, which is run by the Delhi government, and there are some 10-12,000 cameras run by Delhi police. Those 1 lakh cameras of Delhi government, they don't do any crime and law and order, that sort of activities, and that is being meant for whatever it is, and that's supposed to be the biggest ever CCTV implementation in the world. So if technology we are not using for the purpose which it should be used with a heart and mind and the expertise which can give you detailing, which can give you the people, and you keep acting upon it, fear is not going to come by speeches or by TV debate. Fear is just not going to come. Fear will come by what Brinda Adige says, that the whole, in a reverse engineering, final is the predictable punishment. If this case were to end in a capital punishment or whichever manner, in say sharp 10 days time, and it is doable. But what the whole ecosystem has decided to do is to change the law. It happened in the Nirbhaya case. So you change the law, and everybody believed just because of changing the law, everything else will happen, which are the precursors leading to that final outcome, and none of these things change. Because none of these things change, this is getting repeated over and over again, because the chance of the person escaping even after committing an offense of this nature still remains high. And people who are committing lesser offenses or creating huge amount of criminal activity but for rape and killing, I think they are getting scot-free. So I think overall, the nature of deterrence which we create and our preventive capabilities is just not whatever is written in the law that gets translated automatically without any effort. What is there in the law, what are the provisions of rape today, to translate them into reality for prevention and a reality for investigation, leading into trial, prosecution and variety of other things, and convictions till the level of Supreme Court. I think we don't think on these lines, and I would go by Brinda that we are working in silos. In a different language, I'm telling the same thing, that the whole criminal ecosystem works in silos, and they are out there to prove that we have done our job, even if the whole ecosystem fails. It is a terrible, ghastly offense, which is just unimaginable, and needless to say that we have to hang our heads in shame. And today also, if we don't act, I think we will turn out to a very feudal, barbaric society, which cannot be proud of.
You're absolutely right. Taira ji, what do you make of this senseless crime? Once again, it's a child